Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalrim, and today I'll be talking about Shadow Reflection and how I feel it's back for combat rogues. For the longest time I advised against rolling Shadow Reflection because I felt like since our reduction to stuns, it's not as viable because we can't link a stun after a stun back to back together. But it's still very viable for 2s, and actually, after watching some players play, mostly Nod, I watched them and how they would apply Shadow Reflection, and I felt it was a really strong cooldown for combat, especially in the 2v2 arena scene. I got some videos for you guys today and discussion of how you can apply Shadow Reflection for yourself within arena settings. So, the way Shadow Reflection works is it's another cooldown like Adrenaline Rush or Killing Spree. So normally when a combat rogue opens up on a target, you normally open up with Adrenaline Rush. If you are me, or if you play like my own style and whatnot. But with Shadow Reflection, if you're able to CC the other DPS, let's say, you can open on a healer with Shadow Reflection, Mark for Death, Kidney, and then after the 6 seconds of stun, 2 seconds afterwards, your Shadow Reflection will stun your target with a Kidney as well. One thing to notice is, I've noticed only recently that Shadow Reflection actually applies outside sources effects to itself, such as internal bleeding. Last time I remember playing with Shadow Reflection, it didn't apply internal bleeding, but now it does. While this is not a huge change, it means that it's still extra damage that Shadow Reflection can do. While Shadow Reflection doesn't do damage on its own, internal bleeding, whether it be from me or Shadow Reflection, is very potent of an ability. Plus it's a full 5 stun duration, and that means it's a 5 column point internal bleeding. Besides the point, Shadow Reflection allows us to have a strong opener. It's an opener that healers or other DPS have to trinket, or they have to pop a cooldown within the 2 seconds that they're given free time. That is, if they are not dead by then. If you're playing with another class that's a DPS class, this is a very viable ability, because let's say you're playing with a Destruction Warlock or a Frost DK or Frost Mage, you can deal a lot of damage within that opener, forcing your opponents to trinket, and then they'll see another stun afterwards. What you can also do is vanish Garrote mid-stuns, and even afterwards, even if they still live, you still haven't used your Adrenaline Rush or your Killing Spree. You have a lot more utility with this kind of playstyle when rolling Shadow Reflection. A lot more control, especially in the openers. This is the kind of playstyle that forces cooldowns and forces trinkets out of enemies, unless they are maybe a mage or a paladin, which you normally wouldn't go on a paladin or a mage, mainly because they'll just bubble and block out of it. But still very viable, and a very strong opener is created with the use of Shadow Reflection. So in today's video I got some clips for you guys showing you exactly how to get it all patched together, I guess, the whole rotation of Shadow Reflection, Mark for Death, Kidney, and what it looks like, what it's supposed to come out to be, and what are some of the results, and what you can really do in order to maximize on its effectiveness. Now, this is a perfect video showing you exactly just how much of an opener you can get with Shadow Reflection, and just how much damage internal bleeding, well, 2 of them, can deal to a Hunter. So in this video, I'm going to slow it down for you guys. I open up on a Hunter with Shadow Reflection, Mark for Death, Kidney. I do not pop Adrenaline Rush. I am just going to get whatever common points I get off of it into a Slice and Dice, and I'm just going to sink Sinister Strikes into the Hunter. Most people will trinket a full stun because it is a Kidney. Most people are not expecting to have another half Kidney go right afterwards. As my Shadow Reflection is prepping to stun the Hunter, which actually gets overlapped with the Monk CC as well, as the Hunter gets too close to the Monk. The DR is still the same, and I'm popping Adrenaline Rush, sticking as many Sinister Strikes as I can into the Hunter. The Monk literally got 0 damage on the Hunter this whole game, but his damage is going low with 2 internal bleedings ticking down on him heavy. With his health below 20%, he deters, and I still have Adrenaline Rush going, and I still have damage going, I still have bleeds going on a Hunter, and we literally haven't gotten any big cooldowns out of him. I haven't got a trinket out, I haven't had to play defensive, all I had is offensive pressure, and I'm simply Sinister Striking the Paladin here to keep my inside going, and then 2 ticks of Killing Spree, 1 global cooldown, Hunter goes down. This just shows you just how much of a strong opener you can get with Shadow Reflection, having 2 internal bleedings on him. The cooldown kind of speaks for itself with the amount of pressure in the opener that it can deal, and with a little bit of extra damage now that it does internal bleeding. Again, confirm for me if it used to do internal bleeding or if it only recently started doing it, because I swear I don't remember seeing it, but I still do like seeing 2 internal bleedings rolling on my target. Here's another clip, a variation of the one that we just watched. This one is Comet Rogue Frost DK. We find the healer and score sap on him. Again, slow down the moment here. Shadow Reflection, Mark for Death, Kidney, and just watch how much pressure comes out. I trinket this first stun in order to keep as much pressure going from my opener. The Druid trinkets already. That means we can have so much more pressure going, and as you can see, Shadow Reflection is running right after the Druid. My Death does go to stun the Druid, but only to stun and grip him, as he was not aware I was rolling Shadow Reflection. But you'll see Shadow Reflection stun come in literally moments as soon as the Druid goes into tree form. There goes that stun. I have 2 internal bleedings fully rolling on the Druid. He is gotten all his defensives out. Bark Skin, tree form, trinket, and it's all a matter of time of resetting and killing him again, as I get feared, where I can easily reset and we can redo a lineup on the Druid with me still having Adrenaline Rush and Killing Spree up. There's no way the Druid can live after we line up on him again. Here's a prime example of just how much damage a Comet Rogue and another bursty DPS can do without having to use any of my own offensive cooldowns. Now, I get a full Shadow Reflection, Mark for Death, Kidney Shot on the Shaman, and I just let my DK go at him. We get Thunderstorm, but the DK doesn't roll since he AMS'd it, and all I do, I don't even need the damage. I'm just gonna run back up there. I did my opener, I did my part. All I'm going to do is, in between stuns, I'll Vanish Garrote as my stuns haven't circulated yet, and I'm going to just wait out for my second stun to appear. I'm going to Cloak here just to keep the offensive pressure going. Notice I haven't used Adrenaline Rush or Killing Spree. Second stun goes out from my Shadow Reflection, 2 internal bleedings bleeding on the Shaman. He's sitting in a smoke bomb, literally nowhere to run. He trinketed at some point, but you can't tell when he trinketed. Just so much interrupt, so much CC came out onto the Shaman. There's no way they could even do anything about it. There goes a explosive trap from the Hunter, and even that wouldn't have mattered since we were on DR from knockbacks from the Shaman as is. And as you can see, the Shaman is dead, the Shaman is gone, the Shaman is Dunsky. We killed one of the team members of the arena group, and I still have a Adrenaline Rush and a full Killing Spree ready at action. So having a strong opener as a Comet Rogue is very much important, and Eternal Bleeding is such a potent talent for combat. It just deals so much more damage, especially if you can get that Reveal Strike going with it. It's just such a nice combination, and I guess it brings Shadow Reflection back up on speed as a viable talent amongst Death from Above and even Venom Rush. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be posting the actual games of me and Disturbia from Uldaman playing some Comet Rogue Frost DK. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you guys are waiting for the actual 2 arenas. My name is Dalrin, and I'll see you guys in the next one.